Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of the Auto Detailing Podcast. I'm Jimbo, your host, and something recently happened, and you may have saw it in the news, you may have not, and it kind of hit me a little bit differently than I even expected, probably because I actually read a book, or read this gentleman's book, and it really, I thought, was an amazing book. And you may have heard it in the news. The founder of Zappos recently passed away. His name was Tony Hsieh. He wrote an incredible book that I think he read also himself in the Audible version, and it's called Delivering Happiness. He kind of talks about the journey of Zappos and really their customer service and how he treats his team, and kind of, I think Zappos even eventually, I know, they eventually sold to Amazon. Zappos, if you're not familiar, Zappos.com is essentially the Amazon of shoes, and ironically enough, was sold to Amazon for some ungodly amount of money. But that whole book kind of goes in line with the title, Delivering Happiness, and it made me think or kind of reflect as I heard this really tragic news about Tony Hsieh, who he died in a fire, it really made me kind of reflect on his book and think about that, and then how that pertains to detailing. And what I really came down to was, delivering happiness usually comes around delivering an experience. And so for Tony and Zappos, that experience was the customer service experience, and, with returns or just making it easy to return, or free shipping, or all these different micro experiences that led to a really big and really great experience for his company, but also internally delivering happiness, having to deal with delivering experiences for his employees and how his employees were treated, whether that was unlimited paid time off or any of these other factors that you would really, and I would encourage you guys to read the book Delivering Happiness, because I think we can glean a lot of insight from it and then implement some of that stuff into our detailing business. But, delivering an incredible experience is really what I want to talk about. And I think it's so relevant to competition. And that is one of the major themes I see just constantly throughout a lot of detailers' journeys is they're constantly comparing themselves to the competition, or they're constantly trying. I see it in the YouTube realm. I see it in the podcast realm. I see it in the physical detailing space of everyone just copying everyone else, and really no one just delivering their own experiences to their own customers in a very unique way that is unique to them. And at least as it pertains to a physical detailing business, when I see these detailers talk about, competition, and it's competition, and then it's always right into price. And so it's, how can I compete with these detailers in my area when they're running around doing $20 details? How can I compete with these detailers in my area when the coating company is allowing an installer in my same business complex? How can I compete with the blah, 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 right? How can I compete with this? How can I compete with that? And it's really funny. It's not funny, but it is funny to me, because I think about it and I think, well, there's something that the $20 car wash guy is doing that you're not doing. Or how about this? There's something that you're doing, and it's probably more so this way. There's something you're doing that the $20 car wash guy can't do. And that's really what it comes down to. And I think you need to open up your perspective, is that if a guy is charging $20, there's only so much he can do for $20. Granted, he may be getting started, and so maybe that's the reason for him being so cheap. But chances are is that he can't deliver an incredible experience, because he's also trying to make a living. So he needs to jump to the next car as quick as possible. He can't deliver an incredible customer service. He just can't because, or he can't for very long, or she can't for very long before just getting tired of it and coming to that realization that they're not making any money, which is usually what happens in fleet washing and really cheap detailing in general. Is eventually that detailer, that person gets to the point where they can't do it anymore. They're not making enough money. They're too beat up over it, and they just either flame out, go out of business, or whatever. And there will always be people that go for the cheaper person, always. But what I would encourage you to do is create an experience that's so incredible, a customer service experience that is so incredible that price almost goes out the window, or price becomes irrelevant, or because chances are your price isn't that much higher than this quote unquote competitor. You just think it is, right? And so, something that you can do is go hire your competitor and see what they're like. If you don't want them to do your own car, get a car on Turo or get a rental car for the day and hire that detailer to come detail that car and see what their experience is. What is their experience when you call them? Is their voicemail pleasant? Do they answer? How quickly do they call you back? How booked out are they? What is their scheduling service like? After you schedule an appointment, do they text you to remind you the day before? What about after the service? Do you get a thank you text? Do you ask for a review? Do you get an email a couple days later? Do they even ask you for your email address? Do they even ask you for your phone number? What is the experience that they give? And I guarantee you, if you do that, and the thing is if you're doing it with a cheap detailer, I mean, it's great because it's not going to cost you that much money. But even if you do it with a more experienced detailer, you will learn maybe there's things that they're doing that are incredible that you're not doing, right? Maybe there's things that they're doing that are horrendous. Chances are, if you're hiring a cheaper person, it's going to be an interesting experience. And so, again, you can glean insight from all this. And this is a way that, I mean, it may be good, it may be bad, but you can learn about your competitor, right? And you could see the things that they're not doing that you should be doing, or that the thing is that you will learn what makes you different from them, and then that will give you the confidence to charge more when someone calls and go, well, that guy down the road or that car wash down the street will do it for half that, or we'll do it for $150. Then you have the confidence to tell the customer, not being a jerk about it, but saying, hey, look, I deliver this incredible experience on top of doing a phenomenal job detailing your car. I'll give you a great example. A lot of detailers around me use a lot of hot water extracting or cold water extracting. So chances are the seat, if a customer has cloth seats, or the floor mats are really wet, really saturated. Fine if you're working in June, July, August, September, not so fine when you're working in December, January, February, March. And so I've gotten a lot of complaints about, I had my car detailed and they added too much water and my car didn't dry. I had to crack the windows. It took 3 days for the car to dry and now it smells like mildew because it's not warm enough outside. That is a poor customer service experience. Now, if that detailer realized the power of steam and thought about it for a little bit and thought, man, maybe I should switch over to steam and a drill brush during the winter months because the car can't dry out, or if you have a shop, just let the car dry out and add some heaters into it or whatever. But that is part of the customer experience. Following up with the customer is part of the customer experience. Confirming their appointment the night before is part of the customer experience. And I think that's where so often detailers get caught up in, I'm the best detailer ever and I could paint correct that car to perfection. And it's like, I think if we realized how small the market is for people that actually care that their car is perfect, the market is just tiny, right? And that's great. Don't get me wrong. You should know how to do that. You're a professional. You should know how to do that. But delivering an incredible customer service experience around that incredible detailing process is the key to success. And when you start nailing that, you don't have competition, because you will have so much work, you're going to figure out, or you're going to need to figure out, you're going to have new problems. You're going to need to figure out, how the heck do I grow this business? Because delivering an incredible experience, taking care of employees, taking care of your customers is delivering happiness. And when you deliver happiness and you deliver an incredible customer service experience, that is how you grow a business that sells for millions and billions of dollars to something like Amazon. That may not be your goal. That may not even be possible with detailing. But what I will tell you, it will deliver is incredible revenue and incredible profits for your detailing business. And you will not even have the time to post in these Facebook detailing groups about your cheap competition because you'll be so busy working. So again, even goes down to your website. What does your website look like? What does your Yelp profile look like? What does your Instagram look like? And for 2021, for me, all those things, I'm going to be putting a big emphasis into my business. Now, I will say that my detailing business has kind of dwarfed because of other consulting revenue and some other things that I do on the back end that still have to do with the detailing space, but are more profitable for me to do. So one thing I'm looking at for 2021 is, now that I have this detailing studio, this detailing shop, this is also my detailing shop where I can control the atmosphere a lot more. I could deliver this experience a lot better, but I can also hire a lot smarter and have a lot more control over the quality of work in here and hiring employees. So that's definitely one thing I'm wrestling with 2021, and along with the I think I have 8 different revenue streams that I'm working on. So definitely an assistant is in my cards this year as well. But across those 8 different revenue streams, which one are the most profitable for me and worth my time the most? And though physically going out and detailing a car mobily isn't worth my time anymore, it may be worth my time to have a small crew here working at my shop. So again, something I'm kind of wrestling with as well. But anyway, deliver an incredible experience to your customer. And this, God, every time I say that phrase, I just think of something else, making sure you look presentable. Your shop looks presentable. The amount of shops that I see on Facebook that look like complete garbage is astounding. So again, all the things, I have way more to talk about, but I'll leave it at that. But again, deliver an incredible experience to your customer and watch your business go bananas.